All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem HaKadosh.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yesharala that rule well, and salutations to your Akim out in the houses and byways, preaching His word in truth and in sincerity. And, this is the GMS Chicago coming at you again with another lesson. And what we're going to touch on today is basically on a video that Apostle Tahar did. And really just a point that he made, and what he said is basically that brothers shouldn't be going to no more to casinos,
strip
clubs, or being drunk in a public place, and it just made me think, or it made us think about the spirit, because everything is through the spirit, and the Lord obviously put that spirit on the apostle to say that, and the reason being is because everything is tightening up, so whether he said it or not, there's still gonna come a point where we have to do that. This is why the Lord harped on so much on do not be a friend of this world, do not get attached to this world, do not be friends with this world, because this world is gonna come to an end, and if you're so attached to it, you're so into it, you are gonna get offended when these things are getting taken away from you, and you are gonna wanna fall off, So in a way, is good that that he said that. Why? Because it puts us in the right spirit that we're supposed to be in.
Yeah, if I got a scripture, but can I also say like Lot's wife? You know what I mean? She turned back. She looked back and look what happened to her, man.
Right. So, and that's because she more than likely missed something of that world.
Right.
And we want to be fully persuaded to just, as soon as the chariots come, we just, instead of, what, am I missing? Maybe nah. It's just straight.
No, it's time. Right. Yeah. Swing low, sweet chariot. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. You know what I'm saying? All this that you see here, all right, what you consider fun, all right, it's temporary, man. All right, it's but for a moment. You can't get attached to this shit. You cannot look forward, oh, it's the weekend, I'm going to go do this and this and that, things of the world, all right? This thing is seriously tying up. That the next lockdown, it will be more severe, more strict. All right.
And everybody has different, pleasures and different things that they're into. So you got to make that discernment as well. Because just because the elder apostle mentioned that doesn't mean that those are our only things and everything else we could overindulge in. No, we still got to be disciplined in other things. Some brothers might not already have not been in the spirit of going out, and all they not bitten might have been their cup of tea. So to them it's like, oh, whatever. But they might have other things that they will do instead, like playing video games, going to the gym. All those things could be, if you, all those things could be things that you could get attached and offended once they take it away.
Yeah.
So we got to be in the spirit of, okay, soon these things are going to be no more. Am I going to be cool mentally when I'm not no more able to do these things?
Right.
Or am I going to get offended?
Right. Like the Apostle Tahar said, that those things take away time from studying. All right, like Jake should get built up in these scriptures, man. You see, because we're entering into Jacob's trouble, man, a time like never before. This is Isaiah 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation, your strength of salvation, right? The fear of the Lord is his treasure, man. All right, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has given to us, man. All right, we need to cherish it and spend as much time as possible with it. Literally have these words internalized, man. All right, with the understanding, because the time is coming, man, where the Lord is gonna guide us through Jacob's trouble, man, and deliver us. You see, but we got to be meditating on His word, man, so He could draw it out, in these times to come.
got one. This is Sirach 38 and 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure.
There it is.
And he that had little business shall become wise. So right. So now this is gonna, since now we're not these things are being taken away. Well, I mean, in general, we're supposed to be less quiet, Salakia, more quiet in our folly, so to speak. Indulge in it less, and indulge more in this truth and study. Why? So that when these times come, these words will be in our minds so heavy that it'll be like second nature, and every time a situation arises, we'll know how to react according to the scriptures, and the fact that the apostle El Tahar is saying that is now going to give us even more time, especially for us brothers that were doing that here and there. Now you won't be able to do it at all. So now that should be instead of well, really you shouldn't get upset, and if you do, you better pray, but if anything, look at it as a good thing for, okay, you know what, damn, maybe I was doing that too much, but now I'm going to dedicate that time where I would have gone out, or I would have done this to do the work of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai, especially in these last days, because soon, like the verse says, soon they're gonna clip the internet. An article came out not too long ago that was the UN or EU were already planning to even monetize and basically have more control over the internet. So we don't want to wait to the last minute doing all this shit like these other people, and be caught with our pants down, so to speak. Because remember, it says like in the days a lot, these people are going to be eating and drinking and all that. We don't want to be in the midst of that. Exactly. We want to be separated from that and be in a whole different and other spirit.
If I may, can I get one real quick? Just this is a Sirach 21 verse 20. A fool lifteth up his voice with laughter, but a wise man does scarce smile a little. You know what I'm saying? Because was that Ecclesiastes 7:7? Wisdom maketh the wise man mad. All right, because you know the times we're in, man. This is some serious times, man. You see, great destruction is coming. Great judgment is coming, man.
Right, and also it's better to go in the house of mourning than the house of mirth. That's correct, because the Lord's about to cease the mirth in this place, man. All these adventures and entertainment, the Lord's gonna strip from this place, man. And the only ones that are gonna be able to indulge in those that take this this MOTB, right? So the Lord through the Spirit, is preparing us and conditioning us not to to avoid those things and make us numb to not be able to indulge in those things that the world so greatly seeks after, man, to satisfy the flesh, man.
God, right, when the Lord takes away these distractions, because you mentioned entertainment, which goes into a distraction. These people are going to have to face reality. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to like it. They're not going to know where to turn to and who to call upon. You see? But back in Sirach 21 verse 21, learning is unto a wise man as an ornament of gold, and like a bracelet upon his right arm. All right? You see, because this man is taking the time to study consistently, all right, and abounding in the work, not just doing the minimum, but doing more. You see, engulfed in the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. In Psalms 91, the Lord say, "Hey, I save him because he bestowed his love upon me."
Yep. Hey, and that's how much we're supposed to love wisdom, to the point where when we learn it, we're ready to show it off, just like a gold chain, just like man, I got this, like
that's right.
Elder Apostle Tahar, he said, man, once I learn something, and that very
in 10
day,
minutes, he said,
I'll act like I've been knowing him my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
Because he's a learned man, and he delights in learning new things. Yep. This is our heritage. So we, when we really, since we're coming back and we're getting more and more learned and we find out new things, it should be a pleasure. So really, Apostle Tahar saying this should be like, oh, okay, well, fuck it. Now that means what? More time for me to gain more wisdom, more time for me to get more jewels upon, you know, my
Yeah.
neck, so to speak. You know?
God.
I have one here in the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 12. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Right? So, you know, get into this word, man, because there's so much time in the day where we could push this truth, man, and you know the night's already spent. You know, gotta use our time wisely. You know, time management. You know, because a lot of times, you know, when we go out or decide to go out, or indulge in these things, man, and these things we often waste a little bit more time than we have to, man. So
those things are vain. What do you profit out of it? You know, even if you do get some ass, you know, okay, what now? You know, like how does that benefit you spiritually? It doesn't.
That's to the flesh. The flesh is always gonna want it anyway, man. You know, you can never satisfy the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so in verse 13 it says, "Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, right, and not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envy." You know, that's what people do when they go out, man. They get out drunk. You know, they start, acting a fool, rioting. Turning up, as they say, in a carnal way. You know.
That's true. It's, you know, and so this scripture right here proves that the elder wasn't saying anything wrong or outside the scriptures. A lot of people might think that, oh damn, that's harsh. Like, hey, you now you're just trying to be a lord of it. No, what he's doing is what the scriptures say, looking after our souls. You know, so right there is what Apostle Tahar said in that video is the same thing that Paul said in that Romans, you know, not in drunkenness, meaning being out there just constantly getting drunk, and to the point where you black out, or your vision is impaired and all that, man. You know.
Verse 14 it says, "But put ye on the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and make no provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof." You know, like we mentioned earlier, man, you feed the flesh, man. You're gonna desire your lust, man. You're gonna fulfill your lust, man, and that is never satiated, right? But if you put on the Lord, you're gonna satisfy the Lord through the Spirit.
That's right.
Right, because just like Esau, even if you do get that feeling of drunkenness that you want, or to hit that girl that you always been trying to hit, your flesh is still gonna want more. It's still not gonna be it's not like, okay, I'm done, I'm good. No, you're gonna want it even more after that. You know, so we gotta have that discipline, man. You know, and this should be more of a like, okay, maybe I should indulge less in things that aren't profitable when it comes to salvation.
What you read right now?
You know,
The book of Romans 13. The last few chapters, 13, 12 to 14.
Kind of, I just wanted to mention, that this flesh, is subject to vanity. Like mentioned in Romans the 8th chapter.
I mean, just look at Esau. Esau is the perfect example of somebody going after their flesh. He has the whole world under the in the palm of his hand, and he still wants more. Now he wants more than just having people in control. Now he wants to own their souls, And if he does that, what is he gonna do? He's gonna want more than that. Like, it's never satisfied, man. So that's why all this is vain. It profits nothing.
Can I get some?
Go ahead.
I was going to say what scripture says, he that soweth to the flesh shall reap corruption, but he that soweth to the spirit shall reap life everlasting.
That's right.
It's basically plain.
I just had a quick piece of just back up what the brother was saying. Ecclesiastes 11:10, it says, "Therefore remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity," man.
Yeah.
All right, that's why these people, go out and party, man, while they're still young, man, because they know once they're old, they're not gonna be able to go to clubs and live their best life, man. You got old ass motherfuckers in their late 40s still going out and partying and shit, man. Or 50s, like if they were in their 20s and shit, just around the young crowd,
Yeah.
Yeah, not right. Yeah, that's facts.
But that's all vanity at the end of the day, man.
Yeah,
Okay. Go ahead, bring your precept up.
So like, but you know, so like, but you know, the scripture do talk about wisdom and knowledge is gonna be the stability of our times, you know, in the times to come. So like, so we gotta be grounded in these times, man. You know, that's why we gotta like the brother said, with leisure comes wisdom. That's why we gotta take the time that we have now to study, man. All right, because in that time you're gonna have to be grounded. You know, you're not gonna have to like the scripture goes into the 5 foolish and the 5 wise, man. You know, the time that the foolish virgins had to get that oil, they was playing around, man. Waiting, to the last minute. All right, so when it was time, to when they needed the oil, basically when it was time to show forth the works and the faith that they had, hey, they didn't have no oil, man. They didn't have no wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. All right, to know what to do, man. So in these times now, this is the time that we have to get right. I'm gonna bring out this precept that's back up. You know what I was going into this 1 Corinthians 3 in verse 12. It says, "Now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, it says every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is." All right, and that's going to the time of affliction, man. All right, hey, when shit hits the fan, and hey, we're out here in this world. All right, going through our different trials and tribulations, that we got to go through, man. All right, then our work, is gonna be known, of what sort it is, man. Whether we was building, of gold, wood, hay, or stubble, man. And if it's that stubble, if you was bullshitting, playing around, hey, out here in this world, enjoying the world, man. All right, and not building up your faith, getting yourself grounded for the times to come. Hey, you're most likely gonna fold, man. All right, that's why a lot of these guys, all right, who say they in the truth or say they believe in the Lord, all right, and they're not building themselves up, man. And that day, they gonna fold, man. All right, because they're not gonna have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding to know what to do, all right, in certain situations, man. And that's gonna cost them their salvation, man.
Khan, if I could back you up, this is Proverbs 24 verse 10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
So if you faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small, man. All right, thy faith is small in the Lord, man. All right, because what is our strength, man? Yahweh Shema Shai, man. All right, and that comes from our faith in the Lord, man. All right, and that comes from us having His wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, through the Spirit, man. All right, so that's why we gotta continually, grow and continually root ourselves in His wisdom. So it's all for the times to come, man. All right, because this is what's gonna lead us to salvation, man. All right.
That's right. I have one real quick. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 35. "And this I speak for your own profit." So what's going to read next is for our own profit. It says, "Not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that you may attend upon the Lord without distraction." And that hits it right there, because, the apostle ain't trying to cast a snare on us, telling us, not to, baby us not to go out or whatever, but it's for our own profit, man, for us to focus on the scriptures, man, and the Lord and His work, and knowing the times, man, because the days are evil. Right? These distractions are gonna keep you wanting to stay in this world, man, and not hasten the day. And really, the Lord is about to turn up this year, man. Year 2020, the year of the turn up, man. You don't want to be distracted, thinking, this, enjoying your life a little bit in this society that's falling, man. You want to have your mind still single, at the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. So when the Lord comes back, He finds you doing what He ought to do, man. Being a faithful servant.
That's right, because you do got some guys out here telling you, meanwhile you got the apostles looking out for our souls, telling us not to indulge in this world, and to, build up our spiritual bank account and get rooted and grounded. And then you got other guys saying, we're wasting our lives, all right, prophesying, man. We're wasting our lives waiting for, as they say, a man to come up out the sky, man. All right, guys who actually believe that they're Israelites, man. All right. But then saying you're wasting your life, waiting on the Lord, man. All right, trying to build something here in this place, man. All right, so when things hit the fan, all right, their flock, their sheep is gonna be left out here astray, man. All right, they're not gonna have that oil, man, because they was trying to building this place, man, instead of getting grounded. All right, for the times to come. What you got?
Yeah. This is John 16 and 1. It says, "These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended." So the Lord warned us of the times how the times we're going to be in the last days, what we should be doing, so on and so forth. So when they come, we won't take it as a surprise. We won't get mad or angry to the point we want to stop doing the work. So in other words, we should have seen this coming. And it's only gonna get more and more worse, especially for us. Even if Apostle Tahar doesn't send out a order, Esau Edom is gonna do it to where those who do not take that jab are gonna be able to function in society. So regardless, this is gonna happen. It's a spirit that they are saying that because that gets us more into that vibration. And so this shouldn't offend us. This shouldn't. If anything, this should excite us. Like, oh shit, this is happening.
This is Luke 21:34. It says, "Take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with suffering and drunkenness and cares of this life, so that day come upon you unawares." All right. So we gotta take heed, to the things that we're doing, man, as we walking in the spirit. All right, as we having that holy conduct, man, separate from this world. All right, as we prioritizing our time, and actually giving the Lord his due diligence, man. All right, rather than just being on folly all day, or like the apostle, saying going out just being in sulfur and in riotous, man. We gotta take heed to ourselves. The scripture says, "Examine thyself," whether that be in the faith, man, and that's a key thing, man, to stand in this truth and stand on point, man. Being grounded, man, because if you're not, then the more you feed your flesh, the more you're gonna give in to your flesh. But the more you feed your spirit, the more you're gonna give in to the spirit, and that's what we gotta be doing these last times,
Right. Like you mentioned, the more you give into your flesh, you're gonna want to do those things, and that's gonna make you weak. Like the scripture says, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. You become weak, following the desires of your flesh, man. You don't have that that strong mindset in you, man. That prudent mindset. My scripture says, "Too much wisdom comes much sorrow," man. So, you want to take the comfortable, easy route. You're gonna lose your diligence and your what you're striving for, man. The mastery is what it. Ultimately is the kingdom of heaven, man. But I got it.
Right. That's what told us to endure and to suffer afflictions. Because these afflictions, they get us strong for the times we're coming in.
Hey, and with that, we hope this lesson was edifying and exhorting. Again, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakarash. Double honors to the apostles and others, a great millstone who rule well and who taught us this truth, and salutations to all the Akim pushing this word in truth and in sincerity with charity.
Shalom.
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 Shalom.